Hey y'all, and welcome back to another Broke PhD podcast video podcast episode. On the podcast today, I have a conversation with the wonderful Renita, or you may know her as Magically Black AF. During our conversation, Renita shares about her background and the reasons for why she started her page and shares her content. Additionally, we talk about our love of Beyoncé, our love of the Black community and Black culture, and we also talk about our experiences of being Black women here in the United States. Overall, this was a fun-filled, wild ride of a conversation, and I hope y'all enjoy this video podcast episode. Hey y'all, I am so excited for my guest today. I get to talk with the fabulous Renita. You may know her as Magically Black AF, and I also call her twin. So Renita, thank you for being here.
Of course, it's a pleasure.
And Renita, to start, can you please share a little bit about your background so the listeners can get to know you more?
Well, I honestly was struggling trying to find my magical family because I have been someone that grew up with Nickelodeon and Disney. So I took a leap of faith and was like, I know it's a lot of magically black AF people out here. So I started this and I found everybody now.
Oh, I love that. And to jump in a little bit more about your page,
Mhm.
can you just talk about how you also wanted to grow that, not just specifically finding your crew of magically Black AF people, but a little bit more of the reason for why you started your page?
Okay. Well, I'm an only child, and I am someone who I lost both my parents, unfortunately, in 77 days. And I'm not close with my siblings on my dad's side, but my mom, I was her only child. So dealing with grief and everything else, I'm trying to find some type of joy. And the only thing that I could think about is when I went to Disney for the first time and I seen all the adults around. And I was like, yeah, I need to find more of my people. So that's when I created the page. And then I'm just like, okay, let's keep going, keep finding more people and just see how it's going to go. I wanted to go far, go all around the world and just show everybody about our culture and how magically we can be.
Yes, yes. We need to, yes. And I love that you are focusing on highlighting the culture, but then also
Mhm.
honoring your parents at the same
Yes.
time. And can you just talk a little bit about some of your more recent content or some of the videos that you've been putting out as far as honoring your parents as you're kind of
Mhm.
in the process, because grief never really ends, but in the process of grief?
Yes. So my mom, she always had these block parties, and they were like your old school traditional block party with like a DJ and don't end till 3 or 4 in the morning. So my mom was the one where she would be listening to Lil Jon, Luther, Teddy P, Tupac. It's all over the
The
place.
variety,
And
yeah.
so when we're having these block parties, everybody's dancing. We're out doing slides, doing everything. My shoes are off. I'm just out there having a good time. So up until when she passed in 2019, the party stopped obviously when she passed.
Mhm.
So I wanted to keep it going. So I started doing the same thing where my dad was creating a playlist on my title. He has 10,000 songs on one playlist. On another playlist, is about 5,000. So I said, what am I going to do with this music? Because that was the music for the block parties that she was having that he would give to the DJ. So I'm like, what am I going to do? Since I love the bathroom is my favorite spot. I've turned his playlist and her block party vibes into the bathroom, and I've turned that into a whole other thing. And now I'm doing it into parts. And that's just the way I'm coping with my grief. Their music, party, my way in the bathroom.
I love that. And I love that, again, you're kind of highlighting the joy part of it because
Yeah.
grief, I mean, grief is going to be sad. There's going to be the crying, there's going to be the downsides, and it's a
Yes.
never-ending process, right? That it
Mhm.
doesn't stop. And so I love that you're taking the time to, okay, you're like, I have this music. I want to honor my parents. I want to do this. And yeah,
Mhm.
the bathroom is your stage. I feel that. You will probably find both of us in the bathroom at some point. It is the
Yep.
best stage out there. With the music, I'm curious about this. What are some of your favorite songs that you've highlighted so far?
So some of the songs I haven't gotten to yet, but one of my favorite songs is Luther Vandross's Bad Boy Having a Party. I love that song. And just last year, recently, there was a lady who made a dance off of that song and it went viral and everybody was doing a new slide to that. And I love it so much. And I was like, I had a moment one time because I was like, dang, I wish my mom was here to see that. Because to know that they're making a new slide off of a Luther song, like, come on. So I'm like, okay, but that is one of my favorites. And another one is Written All Over Your Face
Okay.
by Dre Levert. I love that song. I'm
Mm.
so old school.
Ooh, that, yes. No, I feel that. Like we need to bring
Hmm.
back the old school songs.
Yes.
Like no offense, but also kind of offense to modern day music. Like I love y'all, but like what? Some of it I'm like, what? There's no soul. There's like
Exactly.
we need
Exactly.
soul.
Exactly.
I love that so much. And to go back to Disney, so that is
Mhm.
also another connector. And you were talking about in the beginning how you wanted to start your page to find your people and to find
Mhm.
culture, right? And so
Mhm.
can you share about your experience as far as that one day in the park that you were talking about that kind of
Mhm.
inspired? Can you share about that a little bit more?
That was so interesting and so much of a intuition thing, and God was supposed to do this in a moment because it was
Mhm.
one of those things where I was like, I'm going to Disney in the morning. It was
Mhm.
literally just like that. And so I tried to book an Airbnb. Well, I did book it and I waited for them to accept it because it was one of those types where they have to accept you. So I
Ah,
was like, okay, if they accept me, once it gets to okay, I was like, I'm gonna text three people and let them know that live there that I'll be there in the morning. So once I got the notification, I text them and I was like, I'll be there in the morning. I'm sorry if you want to whoop me. I apologize. It's not a heads up. I literally am finding out right now that I need to be there tomorrow. So it just happened. And then once I got there, I met, ironically, the Black Girls in Disney
okay.
group was meeting up on that day.
That's the same here.
So I'm gonna tell you, so I was like, it was nothing but God. And so I was gonna do Animal Kingdom on that day, but one of my friends, she was like, no, switch your reservation to Epcot because that's where everybody's gonna be at. So I
Uh-huh.
did Epcot, met everybody, we made TikToks, had a blast, literally was just like family. And I was like, I'm supposed to be here, like literally supposed to be here. Met someone else who lives in Georgia here with me.
Mhm.
Didn't know she was in Georgia because when we're on TikTok, we don't know where anybody live
Yeah.
at. You know what I mean? So she's in Georgia with me. It was just a blast. And I was like, yeah, I'm supposed to be here. And literally, when I left, I cried like a baby. I did two parks. I cried like a baby because I was like, I finally found my people. And I don't think people talk about that, how trying to make friends as an adult is so hard. Like,
Yes.
it's so hard. Everybody's
Yes.
so busy and so serious and so into their career. And I'm just like,
Yes.
I just want to have a girlfriend and sleep over, you know? Like, even if it's a guy
Eat some
friend, it
junk
don't
food,
matter.
watch
I
some
just want
movies.
to have
Yeah.
fun.
That's so true. I feel like, yeah, because in school you have that built-in time. Like you have the
Hmm.
extracurriculars. So everyone's like, oh, I like this, you like this. Let's hang out,
Yeah.
or we're in the same classes. But as an adult, yeah, we're all kind of in our own little world, our own little
Yeah.
bubble. So I love that. And yeah, that's just like what auspicious timing, like serendipitous, like all those
Hmm.
words that it was just you felt that that morning you needed to be at Disney. And like
Right.
I love when that happens. I love when
I
things sync
know.
up like that. Like, ooh.
It was perfect. And it's funny because one of my friends, she was like, I have so much to do this weekend, so I might not get to see you, blah, blah, blah. Then, of course, that day, she was like, where are you at? I was like, Epcot. She popped up. Then she was like, tomorrow I'm not going to be able to see you because I'm doing laundry. I said, okay. I was like, well, thank you for coming out. Then the next day, where are you at? I'm in Animal Kingdom. Like, I was like, thank you. It just felt so
I
good.
mean, last year, Animal Kingdom, I was her. I would have gone to Animal Kingdom.
Right, right.
I love that so
Hmm.
much. Okay, so now to backtrack a little bit. So let's
Hmm.
let's talk about the grief. And again,
Okay.
share as much as you feel comfortable with. Like this is you. This is you sharing. And talk about that process. And I know with your page that you've been using that to kind of help you. But additionally, outside of that, what have you been doing as far as therapy? I remember we
Hmm.
talked in our like pre-meeting meeting.
Hmm.
Can you just share a little bit about grief for you?
Yes, of course. Um, Grief is all over the place. You have to find your joy in it, and it's hard to do that.
Mhm.
I know for me, it was hard for my mom. So my dad was first. He
Right.
passed in August of 2019. We knew it was going to happen. He was on dialysis,
Mhm.
colon ruptured, things like that, and he never healed from that. So
Mhm.
we knew that was going to happen. Did not know my mom, had no idea. It was literally like the notebook love story type of thing. No health problems, nothing wrong. It was literally from a broken heart.
Wow.
Literally from a broken heart, no health problems.
Yeah.
And she was just found unresponsive when she was supposed to go to work. So her death actually affected me more. And I was shocked because I was always a daddy's girl. So I
Mhm.
thought it was going to be his more than hers. So with
Mhm.
hers being so unexpected and
Mhm.
things like that, I'm just like, wow, like this is a lot. Like, so of course I had to start therapy
Mhm.
because I myself was I didn't know how to function because I was very close to my parents. So
Mhm.
I was having suicidal thoughts, and I was just like, well, just take me with them. Like, I don't know how to do this without them. And I was spoiled, only child. So I'm like, I really didn't know how to do it as well. I'm like, I don't know how to do this. What is this? Who I pay? What? Like, literally, it was like a
Mhm.
lot, you know? So when I did therapy, it actually had me to end my relationship because I didn't know I was dating a narcissist. I had no idea. But
Ooh,
I
yeah.
learned about what a narcissist was,
Mhm.
gaslighting, manipulating. I learned about
Mhm.
all of that, had no idea. And then after that, I just started doing more therapy to try to, help myself cope with it. And she was just telling me, try to find things that help you to get through it, whether that's listening
Mhm.
to their music, whether that is wearing your dad's t-shirt, whether
Mhm.
it's anything that can help you to do it, telling me to journal, different things like that. So as over the years, it's gotten better. It's like now I'm kind of the page actually is helping me to get more out of my depression. Because most of the time I just be sitting in the house bored, crying myself to sleep. But like now I'm like, no, get up, record. Anytime I feel a moment where I want to cry, I get up and
Mhm.
have my own little block party. And that helps me so much. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
it's a journey, it's a process, and it's never ever going to end, ever. But you have to find what works for you.
Yeah, thank you for
Mhm.
sharing that,
Of
and thank you
course.
for your transparency. And yeah, it never ends. Grief isn't people. Some people will come up to you and be like, "Oh, just get up." Like you, what? Like no, that's no. Like these people are a part of you. Like the
Yes.
grief never ends. And even talking
Hmm.
with some other people who like are much older than me, they'll be like, "Yeah, something else will happen, and this will bring this up, or something else will happen, and this will bring this."
Right.
And so it's a never-ending process. And so I love that you are finding things that even in the sadness, even in the dark, you're still finding things to bring you joy. And that's
Right.
not saying that like, and for people listening, when people say, "Oh, find joy in the like pain," it doesn't mean that you're like negatively positive, if that makes
Right.
sense. You're not just trying to like, "Oh, I'm
Right.
just gonna look at the positive and ignore everything else." Like, no, as you just heard, Renita still did the work. She went to therapy, she worked through
Yes.
those times. Like
Yes.
But yeah, and oh, so with your page, where do you
Mhm.
want to see it go?
I would like to see it go far. And because again, it's not just about me, but I'm pushing it because it's
Mhm.
just that's all I got to do right now. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? But my real vision, like let's say I'm in the park and somebody probably will do this and probably have, but I'm in the park, we're in a store, we're at Disney, we're in the store, we're looking at some ears. And if the
Mhm.
ears are $40, we all know the scene from Baby Boy, $40.
$30.
Stuff like that, we can recreate that by incorporating the culture and magic and do that. And I would love to do that in Tokyo, China, just go far with it, where we are kind of like schooling people on Baby Boy, Martin
Mhm.
episode or something like that while we have on our Mickey ears or while we're doing this. Or we might make a little music video with TLC while we're in the park. You never know. And we're all dressed as Goofy or whatever, but we might be jamming to Red Light Special or What About Your Friends or, things like that. So I would love to see it go far and go all around the world and everybody's just having fun and, embracing our culture and our magic. So I'm hoping for the best.
I love that. And yes, I think yes, bringing more culture to the park is what we need.
Hmm.
Like the Black community, like we are here and like we are a diaspora, so there's a lot
Yeah.
of variety of things, but there are some pieces that, collectively we know what's up. Like this
Hmm. Hmm.
I think bringing some of those pieces out and bringing in that Disney magic too, that little part that we can, play in that. I love that. I love
Yeah.
that so much.
Because it's
So
like, think
did you,
about it. Wouldn't you want to do the electric slide in Disney? Like, come on
yes,
now. You know what I mean?
yes,
Like, wouldn't you want
yes. Have a
to?
whole group. So talking more about your name for your
Hmm.
page. So Magically Black AF.
Hmm.
So just let's talk about that. Just being authentically black, like
Yes.
AF, which for people that don't
Yes.
know, it means and the F word, just and,
Yeah.
or as the F word. Magically Black as you can fill in the blank. I'm not gonna
Right.
say it. I'm not gonna say it. But it just, yes, can you talk about that?
Yes, it's funny because at first the page was called We Are Black Disney. And I was like, okay, because I saw the person, her name was Dominique Brown. She was
Mhm.
huge in the Disney community. And she actually had Black Girl Disney. And when
Yeah.
she had that, I was like, well, what about something for everybody? And I'm like, what about, not just girls, what about everybody? And then
Mhm.
maybe more culture culture, different things. So I kind of branched, truthfully, off of her idea a little bit. And then I was just like, okay. But then I thought about it. I was like, I don't want to just be with Disney. I want to
Mm.
do Universal, Nickelodeon, everything. I was like, I want to even get into like Comic Con and anime. So I'm like, nah, let's switch it. So that's when I recently switched it last year to Magically Black. And I was like,
Mm.
somebody I think had Magically Black. So
Okay.
I was like, what about AF? Because
Hmm.
we're all gonna be magically black as freak. I'll say it that way. You know what I mean? So I'm like, what about that? Because it's like we're standing on business with being magically and black at the same time, and that adds that little umph to it. It's like adding
Hmm.
your little Lawry's on it. You know what I mean? So I say, yeah, let's do that. We're gonna do that. So it's so funny, and I actually have another page, but I haven't started that one yet. But that
Okay.
one is gonna be. It's already have it, but that one is magically thick AF because I'm
Oh.
Beehive and I love the word thick when she came with that. So that was going to be more on thick body positivity and everything else. But yeah, we're going to start that this year.
So y'all be on the lookout for that.
Yes.
And yes, Beehive. Hey, Beehive out there.
Period.
Also, are we excited for part three, Act three?
Yes. Yes. And I'm so nervous. I literally have already been getting the account ready together
For
because I'm
what's
like,
gonna
let's go
be?
ahead. We're not touching. We're doing what we
God.
got to do. Because I ain't got something. This right here, Ivy Park. I do not play about her. I do not play about her. She stays in my rotation all the time. She get my money every time.
Yes.
I'm just like, I got to.
What do you think? I do think it's gonna be rock and roll. It just aligns because
Yeah.
somebody I also saw somewhere that 2027 Beyonce is supposed to be eligible to be like inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Like it would just make sense,
It
right? Like,
does.
and you
It
know she
does.
plans ahead. So you know she's
Yes.
already preparing.
Yeah.
Like, and rock and roll, especially in the Black community, is something that like has been taken and like,
Hmm.
oh, we're not giving credit, but rhythm and blues, like you gotta the history anyway.
Yes, it goes so
We're
deep.
gonna
And then
keep going on this. Yeah.
even with her, because I was like, okay, so if it is going to be rock and roll,
Mhm.
then she's definitely going to do some Tina Turner on there. You know
Yes,
she has to because that's her favorite.
that
That's her
is.
all-time idol. So you know she's going to do it because she already did with the country. She
Yeah.
had incorporated everybody for that. So I'm like, now for
Hmm.
this one, I'm like, she got to do Tina. She got to do
Yeah.
what's love got to do with it or
Yep.
something. Her version, we got to hear it. We
Yeah.
got to. But I think that right there, one thing I love about her, I love that she opened my mind up because I didn't even know it was black country artists out here.
Mm.
I'm gonna be honest. I've been so stuck in R&B and the
Mhm.
Luther and Jodeci and things like that. I didn't even think about Shabuzi and nobody else. You know what I mean? So I'm like, you really opened my mind up to Tanner Adele and
Mhm.
Britney and so many different females and males that are in the country community and they are black. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So I'm like, so now if you're gonna do rock, teach me. Teach me. Who else do I need to listen to? Because I want to support us no matter what genre. Let's
Yeah.
do it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
No, I'm so excited for this one. And again,
I
like
am too.
rock, like the history of rock is rooted in black music and black culture. And that's where like
Hmm.
it's been skewed in the universe.
Yes, yes,
And
yes.
the amount of artists in the past whose music has been ripped away and stole,
Hmm.
like I am so excited for her to reclaim them. That's what I'm
Hmm.
waiting for. Like her, like you said, to do her own takes on things and
Yeah.
reclaim this music that has been, ooh, ooh, I'm excited for
It's
the
and
show.
it's like it gives you chills. And
Yes.
I'm like, I love, and it's not even about an award to me, but if she
No.
does win it, that's great. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But I'm like, it's just about number one, schooling people on things that we probably didn't even know. You know what I mean? Because we always
Mhm.
think, oh, rap, R&B, that's it.
Yeah.
No,
But no, no,
no,
it's
we're
so much
all
bigger.
out
Like,
here.
again, diaspora, like there's a whole spectrum of things. Yeah.
Yes.
And also, like, Beyonce herself is just an amazing performer. And,
Oh,
like, and I couldn't go to Cowboy Carter. And I'm like, I want this act three. Let's go.
I'm so excited to see if Blue's going to be a part of it because now Blue has to. Like,
Manager.
it's no choice. You have to be a part of the tour every time. It just is what it is. You're the manager. You have
You
to.
know,
This is your show, and Beyonce is featured here. That's the way it works now.
I think I even saw what Tina Knowles was like, our manager. I was like, not you calling your grandbaby the manager.
Yes, yes. Blue is the manager. She is the star of the show, and Beyonce is now the feature. She has kind of come down a little
She
bit.
is.
So now it's Blue Ivy's tour. But it
Oh,
honestly, in another way, it feels so good because it's like, can you imagine? Like, we just saw Beyonce announcing she was pregnant at the MTV Awards and
yeah.
saying that she was going to have Blue. And look at Blue now. Blue's taller than Beyonce.
Right?
Like, how did this happen?
Okay, so now that, and for all the beehives out there, again, check out Magically Black AF. I will have Renita's contact information in the description box. But let's talk about this. Let's just talk about being Black women in the
Mhm,
United States. We both are in the
mhm,
United States for anybody who's listening outside. I'm in the North Carolina region. Renita is in Georgia. And fun
mhm.
fact, apparently we both are now in the places that we were born. So I was
Right,
born in Georgia. She was born in North Carolina, and now
right.
we swapped. So again, this is why we call each other twin for like various reasons. So but being Black women in the United States
Hmm.
and just going through some of the things that have been recently unfolding, which for a lot of the Black women in the US, y'all are like gonna probably be like, yeah, girl, we ain't new to this. Like this is
Hmm.
something that's happened in the Black community multiple times. And
Hmm.
so for recent events with our current administration and with everything that's kind of currently unfolding as
Hmm.
far as the ICE, I'm not going to say the thing because I don't want anybody flagging me for anything, but it's
Hmm.
what you like to put in your drink, that version, but we don't like the other version. And so with them kind of unaliving a bunch of people
Hmm.
and our palm color counterparts probably being more awoken to
Hmm.
what's actually been happening in Black and Brown communities for not want to say years, decades, hundreds
Yeah,
of like, millennia. Like
yeah.
it's been happening for a while.
Hmm.
That just let's just have a conversation about that because we can't ignore it. We can't sit here and
Hmm.
just be like, oh yeah, we're just gonna talk about this and be like,
Yeah, yeah.
because we're all privy to it. Like
Hmm.
we all stay aware. I've seen somebody the other day on, I think it was on Threads, that they were like, okay, could someone just like exit me from the group chat, but like don't like I want to know because I need to stay in the know, but like just but also let me go from the group chat. Like, and I was
Yeah,
like, I felt that so hard.
yeah.
But yeah, but let's have a conversation about that because we can't ignore it. And as
Hmm.
much as we are both of us focus our content on joy, we still
Yeah,
are aware. We're very aware of what's happening because
yeah,
both are can happen at the same time. So
yeah.
but do you want to share any thoughts, any things that are kind of coming to mind as we are beginning this kind of part of our conversation?
I feel like it's so unfortunate, and it feels like in a way we are going backwards and not forward. You know what I
Mm,
mean?
yes.
Especially when it comes to unity, when it comes to
Mhm.
love, when it comes to kindness of anybody of whatever culture. It's
Mhm.
not necessary to do what they're doing. It's
Yeah.
very, very unnecessary. And I love that kids are protesting, they're leaving
Mhm.
school, they're doing what they have to do. Because it's like, this is ridiculous. Y'all are taking
Mhm.
it so far. And it hurts me in general, but it hurts our country as
Mhm.
a whole because it's like we're not this is not unity. It's not what
Mhm.
we stand for at all. But it's like, how did we get here? It's like we had the
Mhm.
blueprint. We had an open book test. I saw a TikTok about this. We had an open book test, and all we had to do was pass. And we did not
We
pass.
did not. We
We
decided
did
to
not
ignore all
pass.
those. And
We ignored all the notes, everything, and then now here we are. And we got
yeah.
so many ideas of everything that they were talking about they were going to be doing in 2026 anyway,
Mhm.
you know.
Yeah.
So it's so unfortunate. I hate it so bad. And I'm just
Yeah.
like, I think that's one thing that makes me drive so hard with
Mhm.
going hard with joy on my page because I'm like, let
Mhm.
me spread something because
Yeah.
it's too much. All of that
Mhm.
is so damaging, you know?
Yeah. No, I feel that. And there's sometimes that you wake up and I always ask that question of, is it better to know or better to stay ignorant, right? Or better not to
Hmm.
know? And that
Hmm.
they do say ignorance is bliss. And
Yeah.
this is me coming from as a researcher, like, no, I want y'all to know. Do your research, know the information.
Yeah.
But there's
Yeah.
sometimes that I sit there and I'm like you, I'm just like, we have the answers, like they're
Yeah.
right here. We know what to do,
Yeah.
but like everyone's like, nah, we're just gonna ignore that. What's that? Is that, the sky is purple? What?
I don't get
What?
it.
And so there's
And then
just
all
those
these
like,
celebrities too that are
yeah.
standing behind.
Oh
I'm
my
just like,
gosh.
wow.
And what hurts even more and what I guess sucks even more is that
Mhm.
like she's technically we are the alumni of the same high school. That like the one that we can talk about, you know who, NM, the one who just got her golden card. She also went to my high school and but
Mhm.
like years before me. And
Mhm.
I'm just like, girl, what? What?
I'm
What?
I'm really shocked with her. She had me before though. Before I kind of like stopped with the Bigfoot. When she released Bigfoot, that was it for me. And I get it because we grew up with Tupac. He came up with Hit 'em Up. So I
Yeah.
know a diss record when I know a diss record. But it's
Yeah.
a difference when you're coming for somebody's mother grave. Like
Yes.
really?
Yes.
Really? Like, come on now. It's you're going a little too far. So it's giving more bully now. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't stand on bullying at all. I love
Mm-hmm.
everybody, no matter what your color, sex, gender, anything. I love you
Yeah.
for your soul. So when you're becoming a bully, that's it. So when she did this, I was like, y'all, I'm sorry, she was already out for me. But
Yeah.
I'm just like,
Yeah.
really? Don't you
Yeah.
know about cancel culture? That's strict right now. You don't need to be
Right?
doing that.
But I mean, even if Kanye can come back and be like, you know what, guys, I
Right.
messed up.
And
Like,
he's trying.
and he was so far removed. Like I think also probably with his daughter being like, hey dad, like, just so you know.
Yeah,
I feel like as the oldest daughters, they will read you out and they will call
yeah,
you to filth. And so I feel like that's probably what's happening with him, that he's like,
yeah.
oh, okay, maybe I'm in the wrong here. But but yeah. No, it's just there's a lot of things that like, and being a black woman in the United States, it's just
Mhm.
it's just
It's no joke. It's
yeah.
literally no joke.
Yeah,
And it's like
yeah.
even to go back to the things that happened to us back in the day of like
Mm.
slave ships and things like
Hmm.
that. Like I know with me, I went to school for psychology and
Hmm.
I was trying to study. I was literally like studying like, so why do I get beat with a belt? And I got beat with a belt because all our ancestors back in the day
Yep.
got beat and whipped with belts. It's a
Hmm.
generational thing that's happening over and over and over
Yep.
again. And I don't think a lot of people look at it in a psychological way. And it's like, y'all, we got to
Mhm.
stop that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, when it comes, I don't have kids, but that was one of the reasons why I didn't want kids. I was like, I need to do some hardcore therapy to make
Mm.
sure that I'm not going to be whipping my kids the way
Yeah.
and keep the generation going on. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So I'm like, we can't have them to mold us to do something different with our own. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So it's like, nah, we can't do that. We got to change it if you want to do the gentle parenting or you think you got to do a popping or something, but not as dramatic as getting a belt. You know what I
No,
mean?
no.
So it's just like we can't do that. And we got to stick with each other and start learning new ways. But
Yeah.
even with that, we have to be kind to everybody. All of
Yeah.
this taking people and deport, it's too much. I'm
It's
like,
too
this is
much.
crazy.
Yeah. The
This
fact
is
that they're taking
crazy.
a preschool, that baby, like that, the fact that that's happening is just,
It's
yeah.
heartbreaking.
Yeah, it's very heartbreaking. And it's just as a country, and this is where as the United States, I've
Hmm.
seen us like band together. Me being in New York City during 9/11, like
Hmm.
that was probably like, okay, we can come together. People have
Yeah.
like different things, but why
Yeah.
does it have to take a tragedy for us to come together? And
Exactly.
it's one of those things where like a lot of us, I think in this two-party system, they do it to
Hmm.
kind of separate us to like
Yeah.
X, Y, and Z, but we have more similar thoughts and perspectives than we want to believe. But because we're so
Hmm.
stuck on this, bipartisan stuff, that we just let it blind us. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, we're humans. At the end of the day, they say we bleed the same blood. We're
Yeah.
gonna cry the same tears. We
Yeah.
feel the same feelings. Like,
That's true.
yeah.
That's true. It's so unfortunate. How do you feel about everything though?
Again, it's one of those things where the answers are right there.
Yeah.
Like the solutions are right there. Like we can
Yeah.
just honestly, if we stop fighting about like this, that, and the other thing and just come together and be like, hey, do you agree on this? No. Do you agree on this? No. Oh, look, we agree. Like
Hmm.
instead of it just being like, you're this, I hate you. Like,
Yeah.
why is that the case? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
like, do we all want each other to die? No, we don't. Do we all want
Right.
like do we all
Right.
want joy? Yes, we do. Do we all just want
Right.
to live life? Yes, we do. Like, why
That's
is
it.
this so hard? But yeah.
I don't get it. I don't understand.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think it's just tired. And then just collectively as a community, I think who was I when I was interviewing Melinda Hale and her just saying that society as a whole has put Black women at the bottom. Not that we are at the bottom, that we're not, but that
Yeah.
society as a whole has put us there. And so our perspective, we see everything else that we can see, oh, this is doing this and this is doing that.
Yeah.
And again, with 92% out there, we all knew the answers, we all knew the
Hmm.
solutions, we all saw like what could transpire and what the potential of hope was and
Hmm.
could be. And so I
Hmm.
think now to be in the present day is very disheartening. And
Yeah.
this is where like trying to share those little moments of joy and try to hold on to those moments of joy.
Yeah.
And somebody in my comments at one point was like, I don't want a moment. And I was like, no, I don't want, we should all not have moments. This should just be our
Yeah.
life. This should be our regular life.
Exactly.
But to ignore society and to ignore what's actually happening is something that we can't also do either. And
Yeah.
so it's one of those things where like this is what we're desiring and what we're pushing towards, that everyone can feel joy all the time and can just
Hmm.
live their truths and just be their own person and be who they are all the time. So we're
Yeah.
combating what is actually reality and what's existing, and it's a world of just effed upness. Like so it's like how do we bring the like desired in more and push out that other side? So
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. And it's like, it seems like it would have to be a clear house, literally, kind of
Hmm.
thing. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But I I don't understand. And it was I just couldn't understand. I thought you had to have a resume to get in the house, personally. I literally think I thought you had to have a
What?
resume
And
to get
credentials.
in the
Who
house.
thought?
I
Who
didn't know you
thought?
could get in the house just for money. I did not know that. But we learned that the first go around because Kanye was even on the ballot too. And
Yep.
I was just like, dang, what, who else? Like, I just didn't know that. I'm like, I really thought you had to have a resume to get in the house. I really did. I just thought that. Everybody else has one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
I'm like, wow, like
Yeah.
money can buy
Yeah.
you
Every
anything.
other every other job has, you have to have credentials, right? And
Exactly.
but for whatever reason, some like political things, they're just like, nah, if you have enough people, enough following, and enough money, you can do it. What? Hold up.
That's wild. That's wild. And then the even more wild thing is you're renovating a house that you are renting. Like, how does that work? Like, I'm like,
That's
this
so
is
true.
too much. Like, how
That's
many
so
more years
true.
we got? Because this is too much. I've never known nobody to do that. You are in a house that you are technically renting, and then you're telling me you're going to renovate and
Knock it
tear
down.
stuff down and what?
Yeah, imagine if we did that. If you like, if we were renting a place and you decide you can't even paint the walls sometimes in place. I
Thank
know I've
you.
been there, that you can't even paint the walls without like for places that are being rented. But okay, cool. You know, what's history? But then
It's too
also like
much.
history in itself is a two double-edged sword, right? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
because whose history? Yeah.
And it just makes it so sad. I think a lot of stuff with our culture is so slept on, even
Mm.
going down to
Hmm.
Christmas time. I remember when I was a kid and my dad had the Santa Claus statues outside and he would color it with a black marker because he said I wanted a black Santa. And it's like now we finally got to a place where we got black Santa sold in stores.
Hmm.
But why wasn't that so long time ago?
Yeah.
Like, why is it just now starting happening in the last couple of years? Like, are
Yeah.
you serious? Like,
Yeah.
y'all thought like we could have had a Santa the whole time. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? It's like, and don't get me started on Jesus because that's a whole nother conversation. But
Right?
let anybody else tell it. Everybody is this color, and that's not true. That
Oh,
is not true. Do your research. That is
if
not
you think
true.
of the area that he, anyway,
That's not true. But okay, every portrait, everything. Okay, all right,
but
sure.
it's a part of a bigger and not propaganda system, but it is. I mean, when you think
Hmm.
about it, it's to keep a certain group in power, a certain group in
Hmm.
control. And this is where, people are gonna be like, oh my gosh, blah, blah, blah. Honestly, if you want to know my whole truth, I say we burn the system down and start over. Like that's the
I
only
agree.
way that things are gonna get better because white supremacy is so ingrained. And this is coming, my entire dissertation is focused on talking about white supremacy in
Hmm.
education. And this is
Yeah.
where like y'all, like I spent an entirety of my program trying to be like, let's do this. And my
Yeah.
advisors being like, hey, tone it down a bit because like you're going hard. And I was like, we can go harder. So like,
Right.
but honestly, the systems that are in place right now, especially in the United States and also in other like around the world, are just so
Hmm.
ingrained in white supremacy and just trying to keep a certain group in power and in control,
Yeah.
that in order for everyone to actually be an equal and everyone to actually be able to just be themselves, we need to burn it
Hmm.
down and start over. But I know that
Yeah.
that's not what people are trying to hear. And I know people are gonna be like, oh my gosh.
That's
But
what would
like
help though.
welcome. So, but yeah, but it's wild. It's just wild to think about. And I think that's where I kind of grapple with now being, being the adults of today, because as
Hmm.
much as us millennials want to ignore, we are adults. And so like
We're the funnest adults ever,
we're the
though.
funnest adults though. Like we are.
Really.
Like but yeah, it's just a lot. There's just a lot of things. But not regardless, but in spite of all of that, I
Hmm.
love that both of us have focused our page on joy.
Yeah.
And that's another piece too, is that for the Black community specifically, joy has been a way of just reclaiming a lot.
Yeah.
And acts as a form of protest in itself, because no matter how much people have thrown at the Black community specifically, and at other communities also, but specifically the Black community, like we've still been able to maintain happiness and
Hmm.
celebrate ourselves and celebrate who we are. And so I
Yeah.
love that both of us have focused our page and platforms on sharing joy, because there, like you said in the beginning, there's so much happening, and you could, scroll or click to the next video if you're watching this still, and you'll probably find something: breaking news, da 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 da,
Yeah.
da, breaking news, da da da.
Yeah.
Did you hear that? Da da da. Be afraid, be scared, be blah 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 blah. And all of those things are totally valid,
Yeah.
and for various reasons, right? Like you need to be aware, don't just put yourself in a bubble, don't just stick your head in the sand.
Yeah.
But to have those moments and to have the opportunity to still celebrate and feel happiness despite
Yeah.
all the chaos that's happening around is something that hopefully nobody can take away from people like
Right.
that.
Right. And people will try. I had it happen to me because people ask me that all the time. Were you always so happy? Yes and no, but I mean, a big part of you is your environment. And I know
Mm,
for me, I had to clear house. Last year, I cleared house real hard, and I'm on my positive environment, whatever I have to do. And now I'm even thriving even more now. But sometimes you got to clear house. You got to let people
mhm,
go and do what you got to do, because if they are bringing you down,
mm,
then you can't go up. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Because you're drowning and they just keep pushing you further and further down. So you need to clear house and do what you got to do and be positive.
It's true. And I think that also needs to be talked about more, especially as an adult, is that
Mhm.
the topic of not loyalty, but the topic of how long are you supposed to stay in this relationship, whether it's a friendship, whether it's a romantic partnership, and sometimes even with own family members. Like, and that
Mhm.
sounds, this is, I guess, where the Western culture comes into place, because
Yeah.
it's so independent and so individualized, and in other cultures that they may not, family is everything, community is everything, and this is unheard of. But I
Yeah.
think it's that balance, right? That you still need your community, you still need that core, that group that's going to support you, but you
Right.
also have to be privy that there are some people in that group that don't always have your best interest. And like you said, they're trying to bring you down. And it
Mhm.
may take some growth on your part to recognize that. But when you do, yes, the best freedom you can give yourself is to cut yourself free from dead weight, which sounds like, and it sounds harsh, but I love that you were able to do that and recognize
Mhm.
that and clear house. And
Yes.
yeah, it might be for those people that you've known for X amount of time, but
Mhm.
when you recognize that, oh, wait, this doesn't, like, they're not showing up, or either, they're becoming just negative about everything,
Right.
or they're trying to block your blessings, right? You don't want
Mhm.
those people around. But it doesn't mean that you need like yes people in your life all the time, because
Right.
that's also not healthy, because you need people
Right.
that are going to challenge you and be like, "Hey, are you sure about this?" But
Yeah.
there's a difference between challenging somebody and like, you shared earlier of just blocking your blessings. Like you don't want people to do that. So,
Yeah. And I think a lot of people, I was having this conversation, people don't talk about those friendship breakups. Like it's like so many people are like heartbreak from your partner or whatever, whatever. No, talk about those friendship breakups. Like those can hurt you deep. Like,
yeah.
woo,
Sometimes I
they
think
can hurt
even
you so
more.
deep. You won't even realize how deep it is. And you
Yeah.
got to try to figure out, like, dang, that person who was my sister, like, I got to let that go.
Yeah.
Like for real. And then you got to figure out how to survive without it. You got to try to get new friends and things like that and fight depression. I did all of that last year. All of that last year. I was just like,
Girl.
I just
This is
walked
where
away
we're this.
and just I didn't make an argument. I didn't do anything. I just
Yep.
walked away
Just
and was
walked
like,
away.
I
Well,
think
we're
I'm
finding
about
this
to
out right
start.
now. Same. I did the same. And the person might be listening right now. And like it's one of those things like, I mean, when you go back and think about all the moments that people had opportunities to show up
Hmm.
and they didn't, and then
Hmm.
it's become one-sided. That's what I realized is that, and maybe this is where we are similar, is that sometimes it became one-sided, that I felt like I was putting the energy, I was putting the effort, and you got to protect your peace. Like
Yes.
I
Yes.
get that more now that yeah. What?
You have to. It's like, oof. But it's funny. I know for me, I didn't even know that I was doing it. I just know that when I left, I was like, okay. Then I spoke to one of my friends in this community
Mhm.
and I was telling her, and she was like, I can't tell you what to do, but I think you should go cold turkey. Cut everybody off. Just cut it off right now. And I was like, but her kids are my god kids. And she was like, I get it, I get it. But cut them off too. They'll forget you. And I was
Mhm.
like, it sounds so harsh. It really did. But I was like, how do I do that? I have a stronger bond with the kids than with her.
Mhm.
But she was like, but she's bringing you down. And
Mhm.
on top of that, a whole nother conversation is when you're friends with somebody and they don't like you. That's something that's important too. If
Right?
somebody don't like you and my aura, I can't change it. I'm joyful. I'm the most goofy, silliest, unserious person ever. So if you don't like my aura, I can't change that. You gotta
No.
go.
Yeah.
I can't change it. That's who I am. You know what I mean? So you gotta do what you
Yeah.
gotta do. Clear house, sweep it out.
It's true. So for the
Sweep it out.
listeners out there, keep that in mind. Just be mindful of who's around you. Just keep mindful that yes. And I forgot where either I heard or read that this is the natural thing that like they don't talk about, that
Hmm.
every so often throughout life you're just going to naturally purge people,
Yeah.
and that sounds like, you're not going to actually like off people, but like you're gonna like just clear people out of
Yeah.
your circle because you grow as an individual, they
Hmm.
grow, and you guys grow in different directions. And that's
Hmm.
that's just something that naturally happens, but it's not something that's always talked about. And I
Right.
think the generations that came before, and maybe this is where our generation and the younger is trying to change, is that they were so stuck on, oh, you got to stick with the same people, and there might have been that lack of growth happening because of the guess the negatives and the downside of things, that oh, you got to stick with the people and like this is everything, and it was
Hmm.
that like family is everything, and like
Yep.
this is everything, and friends who
Yep.
become family is everything. But even when those same people are not doing things in your best interest or are hurting you, that I think
Hmm.
our generation is trying to break that. That's like no, 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 like you can have healthy relationships with people, and
Yeah.
if it's not, then that's okay for you to step away and
Right.
to clear house, because
Right.
that's what you need to do to
Hmm.
protect your peace and to be healthy in itself.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that changing mindset of generation, and those who are older than us right now, I'm curious your
Yeah.
thoughts if you're listening right now, like that shift. But yeah. Oh,
But you know the
oh.
funny thing? It's even more, it's like the older generation is trained that way with friendships, with
Mhm.
jobs, with everything. Because
Yes.
let them work a job, they want to work that job until they retire. We're
Yes.
not like that. We'll
No.
work something for like 2, 3 weeks, quit, go somewhere else, do this. And now a lot of us are like, we don't want to work for nobody. We want to be content creators.
We're
We don't
doing our
want to
own
do
thing.
none of it. Like, we're different. We are standing on business in a different way than they have. We're not taking it. We're not taking it at all. We're not taking the job, the drama with the friendship, the man, the girl, whatever. We out.
Cheers. But I also think about it too, like especially for as a black woman, I'm always like, I am the product of ancestors who fought and challenged the systems before me,
Hmm.
right? And
Hmm.
so, and then when you think even back to like slave trade, like they had to fight for their lives literally, and then being here in the United States had to continue to fight for their lives. And
Hmm.
then even thinking of my grandma who had to run from the KKK, like, and then thinking of my mom who's going through like integration and like segregation and all those things. And so
Hmm.
like we were not made to like just take things peacefully, like as far as
Hmm.
that goes. Like no, like our ancestors had to fight for everything that has gotten us to this point. And
Hmm.
so within us, we're not going to sit there. We're going to challenge things. We're going to question things. We're going to go
Mhm.
against the grain. And when I think about that, I'm like, yeah, like, nah, I'm not going to sit here and just be like, okay, I'm going to do this thing like that you tell me I'm going to do it blindly. Like, no,
Yeah.
that's never been me. That's not going to be me. And
Yeah.
even outside of that, raised from like generations of very strong, opinionated women. And so, like, I'm not gonna sit here and just be like, oh, it's all fine and dandy. Like, no, no,
Mm-mm.
no. So even if that means you got to cut X, Y, and Z off, that's why I
Mhm.
love that our generation and younger are doing that.
Yeah, we
That
don't play.
yeah, like we don't.
We do not play. We don't. I love it though. It's like, okay, all right, forget it. Like we're not standing on it. Nope. Mm-mm.
Okay, we've talked about a lot of things, which I love this conversation. And conversations are never gonna have like one linear path. So that's what I'm here
Yes.
for. But are there anything additional that you want to talk to that's coming to mind right now that we have not shared about?
I know one thing that I do, and I hope a lot of people do, which a lot of us kind of have been doing, is making sure that we stand on business with supporting our own, whether
Mm,
that is clothes, whether that's games, whether that's any of that. And that's something that I do on my page as well.
mhm.
I love games. I almost buy about a game once a month. And I'm like, whenever I get married, me and hubby's house is going to be the best game night house ever. I already got him ready. I just need him to come, wherever he at. I don't know. But I know with me, and one of the things I do buy, the games that I buy are black owned.
Mm,
So whenever I do game nights on TikTok and things like that, most of the time after game night, somebody will message me and they have bought it, they've done this, and I'm like, thank you. That's what I want. I want you to play it, have fun, and start supporting us. Go out, go buy it, go do this. And I know even for me and my content, if I'm not wearing nothing Disney or Nickelodeon, I promise the outfit is black on. Black on.
yes.
Like I don't play about that. All my t-shirts, everything, if you see it, it got a funny saying, it's black on. I promise you. So I think one thing as us, we should just make sure that we stand on business with supporting
Mhm,
us. You don't have to only do that. That's not
mhm,
what you want to do, but make sure you support these black owned businesses when it comes to
mhm.
art, clothes, whatever. That's so important because they're looking for us. They're looking for that community.
Yeah. And again, if we give back to our own community, it only helps our community prosper more. And there's been
Hmm.
so many Black communities that have been shut out or even destroyed. And
Yeah.
so that's something to think about the history behind it too, that now that, we have the money, because collectively we do,
Yeah.
give back to Black-owned businesses. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
I love that. Okay. Any additional takeaways or words of wisdom that you want to leave with the listeners?
um, I would just say find your own way to sprinkle joy every day.
Mm,
And that can be anything. And just, you never know. Somebody may be on the ledge getting ready to end it all.
mm,
So always be kind.
mm,
Don't say nothing hard. Don't be judgmental, none of that. Because we don't know
mm.
what people going through. And we all got to sweep our own front door, no matter what. You know what I mean? So I just say always just be kind. And when you truly be your authentic self,
Mm.
your community is just going to come and find you flourishing.
No, I love that. Well, Renita, thank you again for being
Of
here.
course. Thank you for having me. This was so fun.
Well, that concludes this video podcast episode. But if you've enjoyed this conversation and you want to hear more episodes, then please check out my podcast website, brokephdpodcast.com. And also be sure to follow me at BrokePhDPodcast here on YouTube. Additionally, if you'd like to check out more video podcast episodes, then be sure you're following me here on my main channel at Dr. Keisha Green. And be sure to hit that notification bell as well. I thank you so much for watching. I thank you for being here. I'm wishing you all the best, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, y'all.